Rise, my creatures, rise! Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another adventure with ManaMan. Today, we've got a juicer for you. I like to call it Cemetery Silliness. And what's up with this silly alliteration? Well, we've got two big puppies we're trying to grab out of this graveyard for free. That's right. We're not trying to pay retail price here. With Toxtrol the Corrosive, 7-drop at the beginning of each end step, put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. Those creatures will get -1 for each slime counter on them. Whenever a creature you don't control with a slime counter on it dies, you'll create a 1/1 black slug creature token. And for a black and a blue, you can sacrifice a slug and draw a card. This is going to be one of our main targets here to reanimate on the cheap, hopefully with some other friends we have in here. And with this ability, you can actually get rid of itself as well as a 1/1 black slug creature token in order to accrue value late game. This is a game changer. It gets rid of aggro, it gets rid of weenies, it gets rid of a lot of things. Next, we have an alternate art, Coma Cosmos Serpent. And oh my, I'm so glad I can go back and make another deck with Coma. It's been a while, it hasn't really made an appearance in any deck, but this is an absolute powerhouse. This spell can't be countered. Every single upkeep, not just yours or the opponent's, every single one, create a 3/3 blue serpent token creature named Coma's Coil. And what you can do with this is you can sacrifice another serpent, and you can tap a target permanent, and the activated abilities can't be activated, as well as you can just go ahead and give it indestructible. How good is that? This card is a serpent, very important to note, so it will go along very well with Runo Stormkirk. And yes, we did just play the wedding event, so we have the alternate art. When Runo Stormkirk enters the battlefield, you can target one creature card on the top of your graveyard and put it on top of your library. Then, on your turn, you may look at it. If it's a card with mana value 6 or greater, you can transform it. And when it turns into the devastatingly awesome Crothus, Lord of the Deep, whenever it attacks, you can create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. If that creature is a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent, you can make 2 tokens instead. This Stormkirk is going to go wonderfully with our Coma Cosmos Serpent because, as you know, this is a serpent. Another card that might have made the cut would be the almighty Hullbreaker Horror, which is a Kraken, which would go with this. But I opted to go with Coma instead of the Kraken because this fits a lot better because most of our things are just at sorcery speed, and Kraken needs a lot more instant and control-y type of things to go with it. So overall, not a good fit. So Toxtrol and Coma will be our big targets. Next, we've got our reanimation spells with Edgar's Awakening. For 5, you can just go ahead and just reanimate something. That's simple. And you can discard with this, and when you do, target creature card from your graveyard to your hand with 1 single black. This will go great along with our other discard spells we'll get here in a moment. Excuse me. Diagraph Rebirth. This spell costs 1 less each cast for each creature that died this turn. That comes up a lot. Again, we're not trying to pay retail price for these big fatties. We're going to return target creature from our graveyard to the battlefield, and we even have flashback, so we can even go ahead and flash this puppy back if it gets milled or discarded. Diagraph Rebirth as a uncommon, absolute game changer. Wowee. Next, we got the Thirst for Discovery. This is an instant. We're going to have to go ahead and draw 3 cards, and we can discard 2 cards unless you discard a basic land card. Usually we'll be ditching either whatever is not needed at the time or one of the fatties so that we can just reanimate it, so that card's really good. Cemetery Prowler. This is where we get the silliness from the cemetery. Vigilance. Every time Cemetery Prowler enters the battlefield or attacks, exile a card, and those cards that share the same type are going to cost 1 less. If you notice, we are not running any 4-drops. We are trying to use Duress or Dig Up with the Prowler in order to get sorceries to cost 1 less. And on turn 4, we will be able to play a cheaper Edgar's Awakening or Diagraph Rebirth, hopefully with a fatty in the graveyard, and that is what we are going to do. That is the key to this deck. We do have some Meat Hook Massacres here. This is just for standard removal. The Mulch is good because it's going to go ahead and fill our graveyard up, and it's going to go ahead and give us some more land, so that's wonderful. Suspicious Stowaway can't be blocked, and whenever it deals damage, and again, can't be blocked, it deals damage. You draw a card, discard a card, ditch a fatty, and we reanimate it later. Next, we have the Dig Up. This is wonderful because this allows us to go ahead and just get any single land that we need for whichever color we need. And for the cleave cost, you can just grab anything. You can go ahead and grab a Meat Hook Massacre. If the board's really scary, you can go ahead and just grab a Reanimation. You can just grab a Coma or a Toxrill if you can just hardcast it. It's wonderful. Duress is the same thing. Go ahead and get rid of an Alrin. Go ahead and get rid of a Blood on the Snow, whatever you got to do, a Planeswalker, and then that will also feed Cemetery Prowler to make your sorceries cost 1 less. We do have some standard land here, 2, 3, 4 of here, and then we have the Pathways, as well as 2 of the Dreamroot Cascades. Nothing too crazy there. We are looking to fill the grave. We are looking to reanimate scary things on the cheap. So without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Lolth. That's not how you spell the Lolth I know. So, a little strange there. We do have some dig ups. Don't really have a black source, so that's really unfortunate. We can always dig up the black source. I guess turn 2, we don't have anything to play either way, so go ahead and dig up a swamp here so that we can play the Duress. I don't really want to play a turn 2 dig up, even if we could, because I would rather just keep that to search with the cleave cost on something juicy, something we could actually use. So let's go ahead and Duress away. What you got in here? Oh my. So they're kind of mana screwed here, right? So I think I'm gonna get rid of the iteration. Yeah, let's get rid of the iteration. Let's make them croak a little bit. If they don't draw a land here, they're in a lot of trouble, right? They can always Fading Hope our Prowler, which is unfortunate. And we get kind of lucky here. They don't have anything to play, so they are behind 1 turn. That's nice. Let's go with the Forest. I know that they're going to be able to Fading Hope this Prowler, but I would rather than just... I mean, we have to play it. We have to just get it out of the way. So, let's go ahead and go for the Prowler. Let's get rid of the Expressive Iteration. Just get rid of it. They will obviously Fading Hope it. That will go bye-bye. Pass the turn, and they do get a land, but I mean, hey, it couldn't last forever, right? We got a Diagraph Rebirth. I don't think I want to play the Prowler. I mean, we could ramp into this Diagraph, but really, who cares? We need another black source for the dig up if we're going to dig something up. Let's go ahead and dig it up. And what do we actually even want? I mean, I hope they don't have a counter. Unless they just drew this one right here. Nope, they're just going to command. Discard, discard. And what do we actually want here? Because this is actually kind of difficult. I don't know if we just want to snag a Coma. Because I think that's a little too slow against this deck. They're going to have an Alrins before we even know it. Part of me almost wants to, as silly as it might sound, part of me wants to almost grab a Duress just so we can, like, do that, but what do we want to do? What do we want to do? This is actually, surprisingly, a very tough situation. Do we want to play Thirst and maybe grab something to reanimate? Do we just want to grab the Coma now? I think we'll grab the Coma now. I mean, kind of still not looking good. We do get another Prowler. Let's go ahead and drop this for blue. Attempt to drop the Prowler. Divide by 0, that's fine, and we're expecting them to have answers like that. This deck is really hard to play against, is it? Because they have these bounce spells are really rough, and once they do get out, once we do get out Coma and whatnot, they can just bounce them for basically free. So pretty rough. Don't have anything to reanimate. Let's drop the Cemetery Prowler. What do we want to get rid of? We're going over here. We want to get a sorcery. Go ahead and get rid of you. The Diagraph Rebirth is now not doing much against the Alrins, but they did expend their treasure. So, not the end of the match yet. I would expect Lolth to be playing a Lolth deck, not, you know, this abomination. Pass turn. Still need some help here. What colors do we need? I guess we'll just go green. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. Let's go ahead and swing in, if we can. What are we going to target? Hopefully they just target the Prowler with something. Do we have a creature? We don't have a creature, so it's just more sorceries. Just more sorceries. These are all instants. We are not really running instants, but this... I guess if we draw into a Thirst, we'll just get rid of the Divide by Zero. I guess just to make the Thirst a little cheaper. Let's go ahead and kill that. We'll kill that. We're not killing them yet. I wish we would. Drop the Coma. Again, it can't be countered, but it can be bounced. So, kind of expecting a Divide by Zero here. Maybe at the end step. An Iteration. Oh, really? Wow. Okay. So they get rid of the Coma. We will be able to reanimate that no problem at all. So that's not a big deal. That's actually kind of relieving that they use so much resources. And they're going to have to go ahead and use another Galvanic. What on here? Are you going to really spend this much? Deals 2 damage. Okay, so they're going to create more treasure here. Get rid of the cemetery. Not a big deal. We do still have the Diagraph Rebirth. And always want to make sure we get the right colors going on here. So let's go. If we go and reanimate this Coma, make this green? I think that's fine. Make this green. Diagraph Rebirth. I mean, if they, I guess for some reason, if they're running... No, I don't, they can't counter this no matter what. They can't counter this. So I'm not even going to be scared. Let's go ahead and get our wonderful Serpent back. They can't divide by 0 because they only have 2 mana. As far as I know. And boom. Look at that pretty Serpent. And now, let's go ahead and drop another Prowler. If we can, we would like to grab a sorcery to make Dig Up even cheaper on our next turn. So we get rid of a Dig Up, and we make our Cleaved Dig Up a little cheaper on the next turn. And now we're starting to pump out big Serpent tokens. Outside of... Okay, so they're going to go ahead and get Galvanic. So what are they casting here? Maybe just shoot out a ton of treasure? Yeah, that's what they're going to do. So pretty much... Okay, draw 2 cards, create 2 treasure tokens. That's actually way... That's actually really scary. That is really scary here. They can go ahead and divide us by 0 if they want to. So they are swinging. That means they gotta feel pretty good about their hands. So that doesn't bode well for us. So they're thinking... Divide by 0 would be really bad for us, obviously. Might want to just see a Duress here, because I can't do an Alrens. And they go for another Galvanic. How many Galvanics do you have? That's not even from your graveyard. So we're getting all of the Galvanic iterations, and they're going to divide by 0. Okay. So you're going to do it twice. What else are you going to select? The Prowler. So we bounce 2 here. And they're getting ready for that. They're getting ready for the back end, because they're going to go ahead and exile that. So they're getting ready, but if it's gonna cost 5 and we get to draw a card, are we that mad about it? I don't know. I don't know if we're that mad about it. We can go ahead and drop the Coma again. And again, if they're gonna spend that much mana, I don't know if I'm that upset about it. So let's not keep them waiting. Swing with the Serpent. I think we're good on green. We'll go ahead and just play it for black. And Do we want to just drop the coma? Yeah, I mean, there's no other tricks. We will get one other 3/3. I don't want to pass the dig up because land's useless. You can always grab something better than that. And are they going to drop the introduction to Annihilation? Introduce me. I would like to meet Annihilation. We've never met. I would like to be introduced. So they're swinging in. That's pretty bold. Again, they've got to like their hand a little bit. Galvanic Iteration. So do they have another divide? How many divides is that? 1, 2. Only 2. So they have another one. Oh, it's pretty mind-numbingly brutal. I mean, that's 3 we've ran into. Okay. Bounce that. Bounce one of the tokens. They get the archaic. Oh, what just happened there? It appears I cannot count. I want to go blue. Blue who? I suppose. Drop another coma. Have a cemetery. Let's go ahead and swing in here. Swing, swing. Swing, swing from the tabletops. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and drop the coma. We'll create some more fun on the back end. Cemetery Prowler. And let's get rid of a Galvanic Iteration. Do they have another one? No. So let's go ahead and get rid of you. The Deluge doesn't bug me that much. They're going to have to play something now, because Deluge is too slow. So I'm not too worried about that. We'll worry about that later. The iterations are a lot more annoying. Not much more annoying than that. So go and swing here, get another turn. We can always get cute and tap some things with the serpent here. But this is getting a little dicier. They want... Okay, so now we're introduced. Nice to meet you, Annihilation. I do draw a card. That card is worthless. And Sciences. At this point, I would really enjoy a Meat Hook. And I think we've got just the card to draw for this Meat Hook. Just a funny feeling. So they're going to... Yeah, what are you going to do here? You're going to swing with all these birdies? Drop me down to 8, and they are tapped out here. They are tapped out, and I want to make sure we've got enough black sources. So let's drop this for black. And let's go ahead and dig up. Cleave here. We should have enough for black. 1, 2. 2 cleave. And let's go ahead and dig up. What do we got for us? What do we got for us? Let's get a Meat Hook Massacre. Ooh, let the massacre begin. We'll go ahead and cast that for 1. Unfortunately, with the Diagraph's Rebirth, we don't have enough black, so that'll be kind of sad. But do go ahead and drop the Meat Hook Massacre to get rid of these annoying little birdies. Let's get rid of these birdies. Bye-bye, birdies. We don't have enough for lethal yet, but we will be able to get rid of the Memory Deluge, which is very good, unless they have a Fading Hope. Oh my god, you can't make this up. Oh, it's so frustrating. Oh, it doesn't get more aggravating than that. It just doesn't. We can still get rid of the Deluge. It's not the end of the world, but it is irksome. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We don't want you to have that. So they're in top deck mode here. They're gonna go up for the Teachings. They don't have the mana for extra turns, and we are going to outpace Izzet turns. Let's go. Retro J-Bug. Kind of reminds me of a Jitterbug. I don't know if anyone knows those commercials, but Jitterbug. Jitterbug. I'm not even sure what they were advertising. This is actually quite a weak hand. What are we running into? I can't really get a read on if we're playing aggressive or not. Let's go ahead and keep. I hate mulliganing. Mulliganing. So we get. Oh my gosh, we're flooded with some green and blue here. So go ahead and just play this for funsies. Don't think we really get punished for doing that. Professor of Symbology. Go ahead and learn your lesson, Professor. We do get a stowaway. That's very, very nice. Let's go ahead and put that down. We'll be able to swing with that next turn. It's very hard to see the other colors on here. The green and the purple. And the red? I guess you can kind of see it. The green is the hardest because... Maybe because of the green screen shouldn't be an issue because I have an alpha mask on here. Let's see what we got going on here. To get rid of the suspicious stowaway. Really, you didn't want to take away, make me discard? You'd rather do that? Very well. Let's go ahead and drop a forest. I'm almost tempted to just kind of... I mean, the Cemetery Prowler doesn't really help us right now. So let's go ahead and just end the turn. Hopefully we can snag something quite attractive with the Thirst for Discovery. That's gonna hurt my head. Sciences for more mana sources. Hopefully we can draw 3 cards, and with one of those 3 cards, we get a... I mean, we're kind of asking for a lot here, but a swamp or a pathway, a black pathway, as well as a coma or a... Oh, now we definitely need a Tox roll. Clear this board up. So let's go ahead and do this. Fingers crossed. Oh my gosh. This is, oh my. Oh man, what do we want to do here? Let's go ahead and get rid of 1 meat hook, just 1. And then don't really want to get rid of this. We have nothing to reanimate. Wow. It's pretty gross, huh? This can help us out? I guess we just get rid of... I'm just going to go with a land. Like, we just need something else, so... Let's go ahead and ditch all of that. And we do get a black source, finally. Let's go ahead and drop that. This will be this will be a decent comeback play. The Empire strikes back. So let's go ahead and go to res. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's going to be rough. What do we want to get rid of? Because if we get rid of Lolth, they can just cast Blood on the Snow and then swipe everything and get it back. So I think I just want them to have the Lolth. Yeah, I think let's get rid of the Blood on the Snow. That's way scarier. And then we can play the Cemetery Prowler. Right? Get rid of the Blood on the Snow. Because if we get rid of... We could have ditched the Lolth. And then... Yeah, that's just not that good of a move. Because if we get rid of the Lolth, we can exile it with the Prowler, but then Blood on the Snow just gets rid of the Prowler. So we're not really gaining anything here. And unfortunately, we do not get a black source. Hopefully we can dig for one with the Mulch, which again is on sale. Let's get a black source. Come on. And we don't get one. That's atrocious. That is absolutely atrocious. Wowee. Alright, that's what we don't want to do here. We got enough green. Let's go ahead and go blue. We're really starving for some black here. We only have 4, so if we swing here, it's not like we could even get anything else. Alright, let's go ahead and drop the stowaway. And we'll go ahead and pass turn. That does not feel good. Fortunately, the stowaway can't be blocked on the back end.
Go on, run. But we will catch...
They're going to go ahead and go with an Edgar. So that is not so good. This does have Menace. So we'll go ahead and let that through. We do get another black source here. Here we go. Here we go. What do we want to do here? Nothing to reanimate, really. I mean, we could get the Runo, but... Runo, Runo. Runo or Runo? This doesn't do a whole lot. And we can cast it for 4, but I don't even think that's really a good move. Nothing to reanimate here. Alright, let's go ahead and swing actually in with this. They can't block this. I mean, that's the first thing we're gonna do here. We don't get to do the discarding nonsense because technically it wasn't the damage to the face here. So, gosh, wish we had something to reanimate here. If we blow up the board, they're gonna go ahead and get a treasure token and then the Edgar. Do we care that much? Do we care that much? Let's go ahead and just do it. I don't think there's really that other... Let's go do it. It doesn't feel great. This feels pretty great, not gonna lie, but the treasure token might come back to burn us, and I know that Edgar's gonna come back. So, I think it was okay. Again, not really sure what else we could do here. Go ahead and replay a Shambling Gas, and now we get a Dig Up. This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. We can go ahead and cleave, and we can just grab something that we really want here. But what do we want? Is the question. I think we just want something big and fat, like one of our fatties. They do have like blood on the snow and whatnot, so I think getting a coma would be better here. Right? Let's go ahead and do a coma. Because even though we can't cast it yet, if they cast blood on the snow, we can just protect it. Whereas the Toxtrol does not have that luxury. So go ahead and get an island here. We can go ahead and cast the coma now. And if anything happens to it, we have 2 reanimation spells. Can't be countered. So here we go. We're sitting kind of pretty. This coma is going to do absolute work here unless we see a vanishing... Oh, the 2... Vanishing Verse, is that it? The thing that exiles? That would be pretty disastrous because we couldn't reanimate it with any of these little spells here. They're going to go ahead and pass. What you're going to do... Oh, and they're just going to pass. This is going to be not so good. We're going to go ahead and just keep chumping out these 3/3s, and now that we have some more to play with here, we're gonna go ahead and go. We'll swing out before we do this. I don't really want to lose this, so we're gonna go ahead and do the thing where we just go straight for Stormkirk. Stromkirk. God, I can't. It's so hard to. It just hits the eye so wrong. So let's go ahead and reanimate this. We can go ahead and get something back. I don't think I really want to. I'll just say no, because we won't be able to transform or anything, which is kind of unfortunate. But you can do that. I don't want. We can put this in harm's way. I guess they can just jump. Doesn't really do anything. I mean, they can't do anything else. I can just give it indestructible. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's opt to do that. I'm assuming a chump block of some sort will come here. And that is fine. That is okay. We're going to go ahead and gain a life from the meat hook. And this is just going to be accruing value over and over and over. Coma, the Cosmos Serpent, is going to be so good here. I said, even if they have blood on the snow, we can just protect. And if they don't do it, yeah, they have to do something here. Because we're going to go ahead and block this, block this, block this. I'm just going to let you go. Because you're just going to come back and annoy me later anyway. Do I want to just do this and then... We're getting more serpents anyway. Maybe they're feeling froggy and want me to keep one so they can get rid of the coma. We'll just go ahead and do that. I don't think that's that big a deal. We'll go ahead and get the meat hook. The meat hook, again, the meat hook and the coma are just going to be giving value over and over and over as these turns pass and go. They go ahead and get the blood on the snow. Not that big a deal. And again, this is why we took Coma instead of Tox Ropes, because we can go ahead and give this Indestructible. They're going to lose a life. Doesn't really matter that much. What are they going to get back? A Lulf, I'm assuming? Why? Hold on. Do they have enough snow? Why wouldn't they take Lulf? They're going to really try and exile me? They are. Okay. So they go ahead and exile the Coma. So now we're on the hunt for a new one. What do we want to do here? We've got some reanimation fun, but what do we want to reanimate? Can reanimate Runo. Do we want to do that though? It's still better than like doing nothing, right? So let's go ahead and do this. If they draw another blood on the snow, I'm going to be super tilted. So I think what I'm going to actually do is just go ahead and get the Cemetery Prowler. This is Cemetery Silliness, by the way. Do we want to take the Lulf? I mean, if they get a blood in the snow, it's going to die anyway. Let's just do that. I mean, getting the Runo is like, it doesn't benefit us at all. That's the thing. Like, we could grab it, but it doesn't do anything without outside help. It doesn't search. So I think the Cemetery Prowler for the just raw power on the field is just the best move to go here. So they're going to go ahead and hit me with a Faceless Haven. Let's go ahead and drop this. Let's go ahead and go for a Black Source. And again, this just doesn't... We just don't have anything to reanimate here. I don't want to swing in. Or do I? It has Vigilance. I did forget about the Vigilance. And even if we trade here with the Prowler, I really don't care that much. Let's go ahead and take the blood on the snow for funsies. Make the Digraph Rebirth a little cheaper. Alrighty. So that's gonna kill those. Those are gonna return back. Oh, they're actually gonna be exiled. Wow. Wow, I actually just assumed they would just come back. So that is really cool. I did not know that. Should we diagram? We can do this 2 more times. So I kind of like that. Kind of thinking about just going with this. Let's go ahead and just get this. It seems weird. But this will, since it is nighttime, we can go ahead and swing in. And we don't even have to discard a card after we swing in. So I'm going to let you go. See, and this is kind of gross. I guess it didn't really help us anyway. But now that we can go ahead and deal 2. And they're just going to, this is going to be too much for them. Wow. Cemetery Silliness for the win. Sean. Hello, Sean. Had to be an early one. Oh, excuse me. That was gnarly. Okay, we don't have any black sources or a blue source. Probably should have mulliganed here, but... Let's go ahead and shake the die. And bonsai! Sometimes it's just gambling. Sometimes magic is more lucky than skillful. Not proud to admit that, but we did get really lucky there. Still might not matter here. I don't think I really want to trade. Do I want to trade here? Let's trade. Let's do that. We're behind, obviously, with the werewolves going first and being scary early. So let's go ahead and drop another one. Drop this for black for sure. Pass turn. Yeah, I think the trade was good there. We need to slow them down a little bit. Rangers class isn't that scary, especially on turn 3. They're missing tempo a little bit. I'm going to let this through. Ouch. Yikes. So we have nothing in our hand worth a dang at all. So let's go ahead and swing in. We do get to draw the card first. So let's draw the card, see what we can do. And we get a mulch. That's actually really good. That's really good. That can give us food for our lovelies here. We want to drop an island. Let's get rid of the island. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and get... I mean, it doesn't matter that much anyway, because the mulch will replenish our land sources. So, let's go ahead and drop the forest. I don't think we have any one-drop forests worth playing, so I actually want to get rid of 2 forests? Let's go ahead and undo that. So we get another mulch, we'll go ahead and do that. Let's go for black. So we get another... There we go. That's the proper mana fixing for this situation. And we do get a coma. We do get a coma. So we'll be go ahead and reanimating that. Edgar's Awakening or Diagraph. This is gonna hurt, but the pain will soon be gone. The pain will be alleviated quickly. With some help. With some reanimation. Let's drop the swamp. Diagraph Rebirth. Rise from the grave, my friend. Rise! For a coma. What do I want to do here? I can just draw a card here, but we're running really low. We need bodies. So, if this is just a chump blocker, at this point, it's looking okay. We just need to slow him down, because in the long run, we're going to be able to win. In the long run. Short run, we just need this. You did your job. You fixed our hand a little bit. You drew us a mulch. But now the werewolf can go bye-bye. You're there, werewolves. A little more stronger. A little more stronger. It's good English. A little stronger than our werewolf, unfortunately. That doesn't leave them any mana to Blizzard Brawl. Ooh, and we're just going to get a free turn here. So we're going to go ahead and create another token here. And to make matters worse for our opponent, we get another reanimation here. I'm just going to drop the forest for now. Just for now. And we could always tap this. Or not tap this, but use the ability to tap something and then kill something to make the Diagraph Rebirth cheaper. We're not going to do that. For now, we're going to use Edgar's Awakening. And we're going to go ahead and take none other than the Toxrill, the Corrosive. So with this... I mean, we're doing that. I just want to see... Rise, my creatures! Rise! Oh, baby. Okay. We'll go ahead and end turn there. We're going to go ahead and give a Slime counter. And then we're going to go ahead and give another Serpent. So... At this point, we're feeling high and mighty. I'm not sure what they can drop here. The only thing that can save them would be like an unnatural growth. Pack Leader's not going to do it. Pack Leader will not do it for you. And slowly, the toxicity of the Toxrill, the Corrosive, will corrode their blood with the toxic ooze, and they'll be dead. Sorry, Sean. Do you see how powerful this is, though? I mean, there's so much synergy with the Coma, with the Diagraph Rebirth. Again, we could have... If we didn't have that Edgar's, we could always just pop a few of our Serpents off, and then just get the Diagraph Rebirth. I mean, how sick is that? The flashback costs 1 less for each creature that dies. They're gonna go ahead and swing. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is bold, to say the least, because a lot of your creatures are going bye-bye. Hate to say it. I don't really know what they're thinking here. I don't know what they're thinking here. We're gonna... Because when all these die, we're gonna get a bunch of slugs, too. So we've got the 2 big boys out. Coma and Toxrill. And when I get the opportunity to block, I will do so with a smile on my face, because we're sitting really good. I mean, hey, it is nighttime. It is nighttime. Maybe, I think the only thing that benefits is our werewolf, not theirs. Oh, don't rope. Come on now. We'll go ahead and hit him with the Z's, not the GGs. We'll hit him with the GGs here soon. We'll just hit him with the Z's. Timeout used. Come on, Sean. Come on, Sean. All right, we'll just hit you with the full melody. We'll hit you with the spankings. We'll hit you with the party. We'll hit you with what are you doing? I'm trying to figure out what you're doing here, maybe. Let's go ahead and a toast to you. Good game. That's gonna be it. We're gonna go ahead and block you, block you, block you. Let's go ahead and block you just again. Block you again, just because we can. Boom, 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 boom. And we take a total of 0 casualties. 0 casualties there. And that's gonna die as well. We're gonna go ahead and create some more slug action. Alright. I think we're looking okay here. Just a hunch. And Sean's gonna be a bad boy. Sean, you've been not so good. We'll hit you with some. We might as well have some fun here. Zzz. I'm having a good time. A lot of players might get a little bit more frustrated here because they're losing and want to just time you out and oh my god, I just want to play. I'm having a good time. Look, we've got 3 tokens. We're about to get another one. We've got a bunch of slugs, Toxrill, and Coma. I'm just sitting back. This is great. This is great. I mean, we performed our strategy. We did it well. And we're gonna win. So, let's go and swing in here. Boom, 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 boom. And that's gonna be a good game. Nighty night. Hi, Jicky8933. How are we doing here? Oh my gosh, we have no green. No green, no problem. We've got a duress, a suspicious stowaway to hopefully get something going. Not too worried yet. The Prowler will come around. They do take a mulligan. Feeling better about our meh hand now. So let's waste no time in duress. Let's take a peek season that hand. What we got here? Oh, a meat hook. Get the meat hook out of here. No massacres for you. We caught the killer. And we get our own. Ooh la la. That makes 2 massacres. My 2 to your 0. Sun Gold Sentinel. You might have one. I mean, they can do it when they attack as well, so that's a little scary. So you might want to. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna have to attack first. Let's go ahead and dig for 1. We get a dig up, and that doesn't help us at all. So we screwed up. We screwed up a lot by not using green. So let's go ahead and get rid of this dig up. Use this for black mana to ensure we can play a massacre at some point. It does go night, so that is a good thing about the stowaway is when you are, you know, bricking and not getting something you need, you can always just get the Seafaring Werewolf when it goes night. But go ahead and remove the dig up. This card's going to be really a pain in our butt. Hopefully they drop... Oh, this is gross. Oh, that's rough. So they get another massacre. There's just massacres everywhere. We do get a green source here. Do we want to get rid of this now? Or do we want to wait? Let's go ahead and wait. Let's go ahead and go mulch. And I'm going to go ahead and do this for the green. Just in case. We want to keep the blue in case we get another stowaway. We're not getting another stowaway, but that's kind of just how my brain operates. I'm sure they're going to take away the Toxrill with the Sentinel. To be expected, but we did have to establish this forest here so that our massacre can go through. I really hope they play something. I hope they go a little wide here. I don't think... So we don't have a meat hook revealed, so they don't know we're playing that. They did get rid of our Toxrill. And they do. That's so good for us. Let's drop the forest. Waste absolutely no time. 3. Go ahead and get rid of all this nonsense. Hopefully now the graveyard reanimation nonsense can begin. The meat hooks will cancel each other out. Oh, would you look at that? That is horrible. Draw a card, lose a life. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Each player sacrifices a creature. Do they want to do that? I think we're going to have to literally just play this again, and I just feel sick to my stomach doing that. We can't do 5. Getting lazy here. Feel a little sick to my stomach replaying that. I think it was that one. Again, they're going to cancel out. It doesn't feel good. Kind of had no choice here. They go out for a Luminarch. And we get another Prowler. Alrighty. Let's drop some Prowler action. Sure. 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 2 shores. Let's take away. 2 meat hooks. I guess with the meat hook massacre, we fed the meat to our doggies. Because we used both of these for the meat hook. And gave them to the doggy for food. Holy fudge and fudge. Another meat. How many meat hooks have been in this match? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is belligerent. They got rid of our Toxrill, so we won't be able to Diagraph Rebirth anything super cool. I'm going to use it because we... Oh, whoa. Do we want to do a Stowaway instead of a Prowler? I think we should go with the Stowaway. Kind of gross. Let's do it. Let's do it. We can always reanimate something else later. I think I want the Stowaway. And they're going to exile the Stowaway. Alright. And we get an Awakening. Obviously they exiled it, so we can't get it back. But let's go ahead and just hard cast this for a Prowler. And what do we want to get rid of? Let's go with a sorcery so that... Well, I guess it really doesn't matter because we don't have anything to reanimate anyway. Let's just go for the duress. Make the Diagraph for Rebirth 1 cheaper with the Prowler. They don't really have anything worth reanimating. They're not running Blood on the Snow, obviously. This has Menace, so we can't block it. I knew they were going to be able to exile something with the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, so they take away the Diagraph. Unfortunately, they are on the up and up and smart. But we do get a werewolf, and it is nighttime now. So let's just go ahead and start taking your creatures. You take my stuff, I'll take your stuff. This can't be blocked, and we'll get to draw a card without discarding. Ugh. Massacres will cancel. Not cancel. We'll cancel 1 out. This has just been a weird match. So many duplicates. So many duplicates. It only costs 1, even though it doesn't really matter. Yeah. We'll get rid of you. It doesn't really matter that much. I don't think they have any synergies I'm missing here. And they go with an Edgar. And we finally get a Toxrill. Woo! Let's waste no time. Let's go ahead and just draw. I don't think we're going to really draw anything with this. That can't be blocked. You get walled, so let's not do that. Hit you for 2. Draw a card. It is just a measly land. And let's just drop the Toxrill. Is there any sort of synergy I could just... No blood tokens, no nothing. Let's just drop it for blue, I guess. Why not? So Edgar will get a slime counter. Hopefully they're out of removal. Because if they're out of removal, it's looking pretty good for us. Hello, Soren.
No joy in the slaughter.
You're gonna dig for some answers. That's a swamp.
My ways are not.
And we have another swamp. But now we're sitting pretty. Now we're threatening with lethal, so they will have to block here. Nothing, none of this really matters at all. Let's go ahead and get rid of the mulch. This can't be blocked, so this will be a chump block. We'll go ahead and get some draw power, right? So the Meat Hook Massacres will go off. They'll go ahead and get back Edgar, Markov's Coffin. There's no better time than dropping this duress. If they have something scary, let's go ahead and get rid of it now. The wedding announcement. Get out of here. Let's drop the swamp. I think I'm just going to do this now. Let's just go ahead and just pop this now. The Meat Hooks will go off, whatever. Oh, baby. And do we want to save this? We already have so much value on the field. Do we want to just save this? I think we're just going to save this in case they clear the board or something crazy. That will go bye-bye because of the Tox roll.
My own army.
Sorn will go ahead and +1. They're going to lose some life here if they want to do anything. Oh! It was a good game anyway. Good game. Wow, that was a good one. We got Alucard. I think that's a reference to something. I just have a hunch that is a reference to something. We'll go ahead and go on. We do have a dig up. They do take a mulligan here. What are they playing here? Got some pretty vampire sleeves here. Let's go forest. Well, not a forest technically. Let's dig up something. Let's go ahead. This gives us blue, right? Correct. So let's go ahead and get a swamp. Balance the ticket out a little bit here. Get your bat under control. I can't even remember. This one, okay, this is the bat that's bleeding out of its head. Den of the Bugbear. We don't have anything to play turn 2, unfortunately. We do need a blue source. I guess we'll just go... Yeah, we do need a blue source for Thirst of Discovery. Fortunately, we do have Edgar's Awakening for the Tox roll that we will hopefully be ditching here soon. Hopefully our opponent will be playing here soon, and they do. They are going to run Boros? Boros aggro, interesting. Let's drop the swamp here. I don't think I really want to duress here. I think I'll just wait for the discovery. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Ditch the corrosive one, our sluggy boy. Alright, 3-3. This isn't gonna feel good. But I felt worse. I felt stronger stings. Won't be the first, won't be the last. Reckless Impulse as a sorcery? Okay. Those are bricks. Can't do anything. I'll go ahead and get Thirst for Discovery. And we're gonna quench that thirst, that beautiful thirst. Let's go ahead and get rid of you. No, let's keep you, I guess, for funsies, right? You, and I'm not too confident in the duress right now. We kind of could use that. And we still could discard one of the lands, which is kind of interesting. I guess we just have the least use for the Storm Runo? The Meat Hook's good. I mean, this is kind of like overkill. This is like an embarrassment of riches. We're just deciding like what card we want to win with harder. Like it's kind of mean, to be honest with you. We go into rest here. That took way too long. That shouldn't have took that long. Okay, so this is gonna be annoying. Let's go ahead and get rid of Smashing, Shatter Skull Smashing. Play the Suspicious Stowaway. We'll play you for the green, because we would like to have you for the black. Pass turn. portable hull. We saw that coming with our duress. We can't stop it, but we at least saw it a turn ahead. Bloodthirsty adversary with haste. So they're actually threatening us quite a bit here with some damage. Land here. And fortunately for them, we actually don't even need to reanimate the Toxrill yet. We can just go with the Meathook Massacre. That's gonna go ahead and do that. Swipe you away. We'll gain 2. And then we'll be able... We have 2 reanimation spells for the Toxrill. And that's looking kind of rough for our opponent. Play this down. I always want to go with this one first. Just in case we can discard this and do something extra. I don't know. What the hey. Diregraph Rebirth on the Toxrill. We have no creatures on the board to do anything with yet. Wonder if they top deck into something here. Portable Hull's not going to do anything. I'll get rid of the Meathook. I did speak a little too soon. It will get rid of the Meathook. So they're going to go ahead and... Alright, so we have an embarrassment of riches right now. Let's go ahead and swing in here. I wonder if are they sitting on something that could be useful? I don't think so. Swing in here, bam. And to make matters worse, we are going to drop a coma on top of this. Yeah, that's good game. Sorry, buddy. So we're back at the hideout with the post-game wrap, and overall, I would say this deck is an absolute joy to play with. It is so fun to go ahead and reanimate Toxrill and Coma from the graveyard and just stomp your opponent. I just had a blast making it. Unfortunately, it wasn't a blast going against Izzet. Izzet just stomps this deck, and they kind of just laugh at you as you try to perform your strategy, because they can just go ahead and Fading Hope your Coma and your Toxrill. If you even manage to get it out, they can just divide by 0 your reanimation spells on the stack. Very unfortunate, but other than that, I liked how it played out. We didn't get to do any Crothless Lord of the Deep shenanigans and copying any of our tokens and creatures to make more stuff. The idea, I mean, obviously, I think in the intro, I believe I said something about Coma, and I want to reiterate, definitely don't be duplicating your Comas, because obviously the legendary rule will prevent that. But you can obviously, with all the tokens that Coma produces, you can produce 2 more of those with the Crothless. I was really looking forward to maybe just flooding the field with just tons and tons of serpents, but it ended up not being too relevant. But I definitely like the Runo, and I love these sleeves that we're running here. But other than that, the deck performed very well. The content was fun to make. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me a like. I hear the button looks just like this. Just like this, and it really helps out the channel tremendously. I'm trying to grow this thing out. Go ahead and maybe subscribe, comment, tell me however ugly I am, whatever you gotta do. But other than that, I will see you on the next episode. ManaMan, out.